for 1 year. I am a free-to-play player. Why don't we actually go and do some kind of like an account review? Maybe you're starting the game, maybe you're free to play, and you actually can see how does your account after 1 year is gonna look more or less. So remember, I don't do any alts, I don't do any shenanigans, no pay to win, no bots, no maxers, no none of that things. I just play the game, I log in, I meet max my time in it, I do my weeklies, I do my dailies, and pretty much nowadays I try to see and find new objectives inside the game to just keep me pumped, because I still have fun even after 1 year. The day that I stop having fun, well, we're gonna probably play something else. So one question that I get a lot is like, how can you actually know if you started to play on the 9th April? Well, if you go here into the trophies on your codex, you're gonna see the progression, and the first achievement that you're gonna have is gonna be the Supreme Gear. If you click on the level 1, it is gonna give you here the date that you first equipped and upgraded a gear to the rank 5. So most of the times you're gonna get this maybe in your second and third day, so it's gonna give you like an estimate of when you first started. But I remember like many months ago that I actually recorded the day, and the day was exactly 9th April. Unfortunately, I actually deleted that footage because my PC is yes like only 1 terabyte, and whenever you do streams and a lot of videos, I just didn't have space, so I didn't keep it to me. But either way, that's the birthday, that's what we're gonna do. So let's start now with the account review. First thing people are always excited is, where is your resonance? Well, my resonance right now, it is 1565. And the approach that I always take is like, I go with the universal legendary setup. And what does it mean? It means like, since I play multiple classes, I play all of them, Bard, Tempest, Blood Knight, Demon Hunter, and all these things, I love them all, so I have to play with something that will work for all of them. So this legendary setup is most likely probably one of the most optimals for free-to-play and low spenders. So we're talking about the Mother's Lament. It's going to increase your crit, more damage. Blood-Soaked Jade, rank 4. This one I got like really lucky, especially on the Mirror Jewels, and I managed to get some copies, and with the Turtleic gems and also from the Action House, really good. This is gonna increase your damage, but mainly you are looking for this 10% movement speed. So if you're starting the game and still don't have a legendary gem, this should be your first one, because the 10% movement speed are very nice. The second one, it is the Fervent's Fang. If you guys don't know, and I see on my comments people, oh my god, Indez, but you say you're free to play, how do you have the Fervent's Fang? So if we go here to the battle pass, I'm gonna show you that you can actually have a copy of the Fervent's Fang for free. Okay, yeah, you can actually get it. You get one per each battle pass, and that's how I've been accumulating all these copies until now. Obviously, if you pay, you get extra copies, probably like 3 or 4. I actually don't know exactly the same number, but yes, Fervent's Fang, it is not a pay-to-win gem. It's just gonna take you slightly longer as a free-to-play. The other one, it is gonna be the Spectral Glass. This just came out. Like, this gem, it is so powerful. Whenever you crit, you actually increase the damage that you do on the targets, and besides that, also increases your critical hit chance by 2%. Very powerful gem. Remember that all these gems, as you keep ranking them up, they become just so much better. Then we have here the Morn Skull. This is a limited time event. Then we have here the Morn Skull. This was a limited time event gem that came whenever the World of Warcraft event was happening with Diablo Immortal. It was one of the most hype moments. We had Illidan, we had the Lich King. It was pretty awesome. And you could actually get the gem, which gives you the Lich King buff that pretty much is going to increase a lot of your damage. Back then, it was very easy to actually get, because as long as you had like these Turtleic fragments, you could craft a lot of Morn Skulls, but after the event, it's gone. If you don't have a copies, it's almost impossible to get it. You can get maybe like from the Action House or these things, or you can actually use your Turtleic Pearls to craft one copy, but please don't do that. The Turtleic Pearls are mainly used, it will always be to craft legendary 5 stars. Please don't use this for the Morn Skull. It's most likely going to be a big mistake, especially if you're a free to play. You want to save these because they are very valuable for you to go and get the copies that you need. However, still a banger of a gem. If you have it, then nice for you. If not, you can actually maybe just slot in here a Viper's Bite or a Everlasting Tournament. It will work also very well. Then we have here the Pain Clasp, another banger of a gem. Whenever they have continuous damage on the target, well, we're gonna have an increase of all damage. It is one of the biggest gems in the game because it doesn't really need to be your continuous damage. It can be from your pet or it can be from your teammates. So even if you're not using a poison or a dot on your build, you can actually still use it and take advantage of it. But since we are using the Roiling Consequence, that for me, it is probably the best gem in the game. It is a banger because it gives you crit, it gives you some burning damage, and on top of that, it increases your critical hit chance by 3% whenever you are attacking burning enemies. This gem is also absolutely fantastic. In my opinion, the SS tier gem in the game, it is a powerhouse. And now also, last but not the least, we have here the Berserker Eye. This gem, how is this a 1-star? Increase all damage and increase your critical hit chance. Is awesome. It is awesome. It is mainly a PvE gem that you can use, but as you guys can see, I'm all about increase all damage and increase the critical hit chance. And this is applied to pretty much any class, which works very, very well. As I keep progressing on the game, I hope to actually go and replace maybe here the Berserker Eye for the Colossus engine. Probably that's going to be like the obvious choice, or maybe some of these other ones. Now let's talk about the other elephant in the room, which is the secondary stats. Well, my secondary stats right now, they are looking pretty decent. I mean, like, I do all my daily gems pretty much every day. I do my weekly gems, and then that's pretty much when I stop. Whenever I go into the Hills Trader, every time I try to get from the limited tab the extra gem, and sometimes that's the way you can actually get some extra normal gem. It will cost you very less hills and is actually very, very useful. So if you go here, Hills Trader, limited time, and as you can see, I bought for 200 hills. Whenever I go here, and if I have an opportunity to buy from the hills or from the store, I always select Armor Pen. Armor Pen, it is, in my opinion, like the most broken secondary stat because it applies to pretty much everything. If you don't know what it does, well, it's going to increase your critical hit damage depending on the difficulty that we are right now. Right now, I'm already playing at Inferno 6, so I got 53%. This is pretty much where I put all my focus. So this is the factor that, you know, a lot of free-to-play players, if you have alts and all these things, most likely you're gonna be slightly more advanced than me when it comes to secondaries, but I just don't like to put that extra time because I think that it won't like really make that much difference, and I just prefer to spend that time in other places. So still on the topic of the secondaries, I want to show you my legacy of Horadrim. This is how it looks right now. I already got here the level 30 on my Armor Pen. We have here another level 30 on the Armor Pen and Armor on the purple, and the yellow for the Armor. Here I am going like a bit split between Armored and Resistance because I also want to have like a bit of Resistance, especially for PvP, and then I put it here a bit on Potency and Resistance. So I try to level up my attributes as well as I can, but have in mind that you actually should go, and depending on the build or the class that you actually are playing with, you should go, and yes, you can actually reset your legacy of Horadrim. Nowadays, I know that for a lot of veterans back in the day, you could not do this, but you can actually go here, you click reset, and everything is gonna be at level 0. It was one of the biggest changes that there was in 2024, and I actually love it. Now, talking about the secondary stats, oh my god, they are pretty much of a mess. My combat rating, it is still 46.5. I am trying to improve as much as I can to try to catch up with the combat rating to do challenge dungeons in Inferno 6 because it is very, very, very hard, man, right now. I can actually do the normal one, but if I try to go into the challenge dungeons, well, that's a challenge because it takes 1,500 more combat rating. As you see here, I'm completely fine with this one, but this one is 47.6. This is a lot, and I still don't have it. So we are working on our combat rating. Obviously, if you're a big whale or a spender, you already probably probably at 48 point something. It is crazy the difference that exists between a free-to-play and a big spender, but hey, it is what it is. Now here on the sub stats, I mean like my sub stats, like I only been focusing on PvP, so I only have 20% on the critical hit chance, 24% on the critical hit damage. But what I can say is like these sub stats will keep changing over time because depends on your focus. If you're more focused on PvP or if you're more focused on PvE, you can actually go and min-max a lot your character. But since I keep changing my classes a lot of the times, it is really hard for me to actually have just one set with me that is going to be like the only grail that I can use for everything. Because for example, now for Monk, obviously I want to use like this evasion gear for PvP, so I keep bouncing. And since it's like really hard to go and farm good pieces for this, well, I keep bringing it with me and leaving the good PvE pieces behind. But I mean, like this Diablo Immortal, so when it comes to PvE, even if you don't have an optimal setup, you're still gonna be able to go and do a lot of damage and clear the whole content. And also, I want to go here and acknowledge something because I already know how Indez, how you're free to play and you have these 2000 orbs. Well, we go back to a time, as you guys know, I'm a Blizzard partner, and whenever there was that World of Warcraft event that I just talked about because of the Modern Skull, well, they sent the wrong number of obols. Obols is the currency that you need to go here into the Phantom market and then pull for whatever is the Phantom cosmetic that you really want to do it. So instead of like sending, I think 11,000, they send only 10,000. And because of that, I didn't had enough obols to do the last pull. And well, I didn't also had the orbs and I didn't want to spend, so I didn't make the last pull. But other partners, they actually spend 1,000 orbs. They did the final pull. I had to kind of, you know, wait. I was like, Blizzard, hey, you guys just like forgot about like 1,000 orbs. Like, what is happening? So in compensation, they sent 3,000 orbs to every partner that I used 919 to do the last pull, and now I'm left with these 2010 that pretty much I cannot do anything with them, so they will probably stay there for a very long time, and that's about it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this small review of my account. One of the biggest things is like the reforges. The reforges are always a pain in the ass to actually go and get it. It takes a long ass time, and overall Diablo Immortal, it just takes everything a lot of time. This is a marathon, it is not a sprint, but I hope that you guys enjoy it. I already know that many of you are going to be, oh, you've been playing for 1 year and I'm so much stronger than you. Like, I already know the comments, but either way, doesn't matter. If you're stronger than me, I'm happy for you. So legends, don't forget to go hit the like, subscribe, and especially come here tomorrow on the live stream so we can go and celebrate. And with this, thank you for watching, and I catch you guys on the live stream. Peace.